Go players, hello there. This is BenKyo. I'm a 6th Dan Go player from Toronto, and I'm going to be making you guys some tutorials. So you can find more information about me and all that jazz in the description. So I'm going to be starting off with sort of a Tygem Conquest. So what you can see here is my main account, but in order to tailor my videos to a wider range of player levels, I would like to start at 3K, as you can see here, and I'm going to work my way up and see how high I can get. So as I play, I'm going to explain as much as I can, and there should be a lot of explanation, especially in these lower level games. So I hope you enjoy. Here we go. Alright, so I am black. Yeah, the one win you can see I have there is just because my first video didn't go so well. So that is that. Alright, I will just show a simple territorial opening, although it could get complicated. Okay, so black encloses this corner, and this corner enclosure somewhat acts like a wall, which basically serves to make this side more valuable. So a pincer would be a pretty good idea here. There's many moves that's okay here, but let's go with this one. Sort of an old-fashioned Shusaku Age pincer, or at least that's how I see it. Okay, white played this really tiny extension here, so I'm just gonna go ahead and block white off from the corner in Sente. White should go here, yes. And as you can see, white's already under attack now. So this is obviously bad for white. It didn't have to be like this. White could have just chosen a normal Joseki that's even for both. So obviously here I can't let white connect under because I'd rather not let white become safe. I'd rather keep attacking white, right? And this is my chance to turn this into two weak white groups. So the question is, what's the best way to separate? This high move here, right? It's to put more pressure on the group as opposed to something like this. And you need something. You don't want white to attach here and build strength along here. So this should work. Not only does this put a lot of pressure on this zone, but now if white tries to attach under, I would Hane, and then when white cuts, I can Atari here, and there's no way for white to cut me here because this zone is here. So I'll worry about this group after. It's in a lot of trouble, but I can focus on this group first. So white can attach here and get some forcing moves trying to make shape. So it makes me want to play something like this or this one. But I also need to think about this group. Most definitely though, I don't want white to get a quick settlement. So let's go with this, expanding the corner and attacking white's base. Okay, so now that white responded, there isn't too much white can actually get now in the way of forcing moves against the corner. So this is a good move, and this one looks like a good move, but actually the shape is a little awkward, and you don't really need to try to capture all the white. You don't need to kill white, so there's no reason to make bad shape this early in the game. There's no reason you even have to capture any of these. Black's profiting so much already, and it doesn't look like any of these attacks are going to end anytime soon. So there's really no reason to go crazy here. What I feel like doing is... Actually, if white gets a stone here, then this connection could start working. So what should I do? maybe switch to attacking this other group first. That sounds not bad. So I want to be able to press here or do something like this without having to ignore a peep by white because it can connect under. So I'm going to start by actually just playing this. Okay, so yeah, white shouldn't really block here because you can't get your base here anyways, it's too small. What white should have done is something like this knight move to just rush out of there. It's really the same on this side too. White wants to jump out. Yeah, so now I can just attack this group for a while. So the question is, how? Well, it's difficult to completely cover off the white. Maybe we want to Hane here and stop any eyes from happening here. That's what I'm going to do actually, because I want to play this otherwise, but I could just take white's base away first, and when white jumps, I can get this in response. So it may look small to you, but these kind of Hanes and this move, they're actually profiting quite a lot because these are really, really big late middle game, early end game moves otherwise. And getting them for free in Sente as a result of attacking is just great. It doesn't look like this attack's going to end anytime soon. So, yeah, so this should be Sente for white, which means, like, I don't really need to think about cutting here. It's not going to work too well. And white could just pull back here anyways, potentially. So I would want to just calmly play this, which is making some territory, but also making a very thick and solid shape for attacking this. Or I can play on this side now because these stones might start to get a little lonely. I'm going to exchange this press. It flattens white's base and makes it absolutely maximum one eye there. And it can help me out here. So that is what I'm going to do. This way white can't attach here, which can put white pretty close to getting those two eyes. If white ignores me, then after I run out, this can be quite big, especially if I'm still attacking white, because capturing that stone and getting this area during an attack that continues afterwards that would be just way too big. So yeah. Okay, so I need to avoid coming under attack myself. I need to maintain the advantage, and the best way to do that is to keep switching back between attacking these two groups. So I could play this, and it might be good, but white's gonna jump out. And this doesn't really help me attack this other group that much. So it might be better to jump, and then I can cover completely either one of the groups. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna jump here. If white doesn't respond here, this looks a little inappropriate because, I mean, it's an okay idea, especially for a 3K, but there's a big problem. First of all, it doesn't threaten this corner because it's already alive, and it kind of creates another target for me. For example, I could lean on this stone like this, and then it'll help me to surround this group. Or I could make this white run first, and then lean on this and capture it, lest white die. And I could play this kind of move. It's better shaped than this one because with this one, this immediately makes black feel awkward. But with this one, it's a little different and it's nice and far away, and I've got support from this stone, even this stone. So, but I feel like this attack is more urgent right now. So the question is, do you cap first or do you lean first? That's just based on reading, really. I'm gonna go with the cap because it gives white the least control over the situation. So this is the kind of move I would want to follow up with, but I'm not sure I want to let white connect up, right? Uh, this is actually the perfect moment to lean like this. But, you should always question your first ideas. Okay, so, yep, this is an absolutely perfect situation for black. This is exactly how you would want your attacks to go. Of course, if this stone weren't here at all, then I would just play a knight's move and lead white into the ground, pretty much. Alright, so if I go here, white needs to go here. But then I could turn here. There's really no way for white to save this and also get a good result here. The question is, can I actually get away with turning here? And obviously giving up this stone if it means capturing this whole thing. If I go here and white Ataris, I can just Hane and this all dies. Well, it might not die actually. So for that reason, I'm just going to extend. White might end up with an eye there and an eye around there with like forcing moves here, here. So I would rather make sure I'm getting profit from this. Cutting here is a little slack, I think, because white can Atari me down, and then connecting is Sente, because connecting, rather than going down with black, connecting would be an indirect way of threatening of going here or here to kill those black stones. And then white would get Sente and would get a shape here, so although it looks like I might be giving away a lot of territory, potentially, but turning here makes the most sense. And keep pushing. This would be extremely painful for white, so I'd be happy enough even if I just get this Hane. And white breaks out. Sure, white breaks out. So, yeah, I can pull back whenever I want, and white would want to play here. Very often making the tiger mouth is bad because you can get peeped and it's destined to become an empty triangle eventually, and it's just not a very good shape in the wrong scenario. But in this scenario, it'd be very good because it's not like this peep would give black anything. It would just give black a double empty triangle. So it would be better in this case than connecting. But usually connecting is a lot better. The question is now, do I connect this first or do I Hane here? There's actually no rush to Hane here because I'm safe, but losing out on this for no reason would also be like pretty terrible. I really want to attack this group still. I could play here to attack the eyes, but that's a little vulgar because I'm butting my head on white and short of liberties and letting white run out. It's a lot better usually to just chillax and play a little farther away. Yeah, so I'm definitely gonna play this because it helps my group. It's Sente and it helps attack this later, so oh, white played the right one. I'm impressed. In a non-condescending way. I am impressed. Now it's time for the Hane. And because you can see the liberty shortage, you can double Hane here. If you read it carefully, there's nothing white can actually do to capture you. If they keep Atarying you, you just keep extending. And white will not have enough liberties to actually capture you. Yeah, so here, I almost feel like there's a way to capture all of this, but that's probably a little too hardcore. It's really tempting. Really tempting. This thing is in big danger. Big trouble. But then, of course, white would get this. White could cut. And if white built up stones along here, it could be a problem. Hmm. Yeah, but I'll still play here because uh, the effect on the liberties is actually pretty important here. For example, if I Hane here, white can't play this. I am so tempted to try to capture this thing. So I would need to go do some stuff here, then go here. White's only hope would be to capture this or to capture this. But is that really possible? I think white would get captured first. And this group can actually just run. But yeah, actually it looks too dangerous. I'm just going to ladder this away and see how white reacts to that. This seems to be the correct thing to do. Okay, a sound response. Well, I still have Sentei with this, if I feel like it. And to be honest, there is a chance that white might be able to get this, so I'm gonna go ahead and take it. If white ignores, then this push or here, it's gonna be lethal, especially after I Hane here. So white should block or play something like that. And then I should deal with this stone, probably. I could actually play this if I want to. And if white comes out, I can just net with this move. It would be nice to just keep attacking and then attack this one again. Attacking is definitely the #1 way to make territory or influence or whatever you want to make. When you're attacking your opponent, especially if you're doing it right, uh, every move in the exchange is usually profit for you because for every move you play attacking them in a profitable manner, they have to play a move that's like restricted and has to worry about their group and have to make eyes. So usually they play moves that they wouldn't want to play otherwise. There's no reason for me to let this connect because then I can't attack it, the other one. So naturally I will block here and get my nice attack on this soon. Like, even you just imagine black gets this and white jumps out. That's already profit right there because this is developing some power in the center and it's helping this group and it's helping for attacking this one. Maybe black makes a moyo here. Alright, now it's my turn. So I'm going to try to deal with the ladder, but also attack. The ladder works for me right now, yes, but uh, even high-level players like to deal with it anyways. That way, we're not restricted in how things are going to happen over here. If we started getting into a fight over here while there's a ladder over here, we'd be restricted in every single move we play. Worrying, always worrying about the ladder, So I do have to think about this, but I mean, worst case that I just let white capture a stone. I'm probably safe though. White, and play this one. Atari, Atari, and trying stuff inside. But it doesn't look like anything works. So white, black is safe. Yep. So now, I guess, I guess this one. And then this will be a really nice move because it's gonna squeeze white in this area. Alright, so to prevent this from becoming a target, it's time to attack these stones. So I'm gonna play this one, I think. Yeah, probably in white's flailing in here, white will end up making my shape better for me, so I'm just gonna play it. It's not a very good shape. White can play things like this that is really annoying, threatening to cut things and make me awkward, but like I said, I'm probably going to become thicker. I think this is better. If I go here and white starts pushing here and going here, white might be able to make the two eyes. But if I go here, the shape's better, I think. The only risk is, can white start cutting through here? That's definitely a concern. If I needed to, I could attach. White cuts and I cut. White might Atari, but it doesn't matter, I connect. And white has to take the one stone here. So black, white, black, white, black, and then white takes. And I Atari here, and white connects. And then I cut off a white stone. This could help me build strength for this part. So if I go here and white tries to cut me, maybe a peep here. Okay, I'm going to go the safer way because this is still profitable for me anyways because I'm getting thickness. I'd rather not take any chances. There's really no reason to take such a big risk when I'm the one attacking, I'm the one profiting big time, and I'm the one in control, so you really gotta control your bloodthirst in these kind of situations. You don't have to capture anything. So I could just block here, and when white goes there, there's a cut, but I have ladder. Or if I want to give white less moves, I could just play this. But actually, white could revert it to the same thing by pushing here, going there, and I cut, and white cuts. And this shape is worse, I think. Well, might as well not give white more options. This one is like a one-way street. The other one is not exactly a one-way street. Alright, so can we capture white? I don't really care if we can, but if we can, why not, right? Yeah, it looks like we can't. So we might as well just start doing some more productive things for now. And it's not that easy to attack this thing either. It already has at least, well, kind of one eye, and it's completely out into the center. So playing around here would be really big because we have this wall. And playing here would be really big because white will feel suffocated. Okay. We don't want to play too close to our strong wall. If I approach and white pincers, and I can jump and attack and make two weak groups kind of together in the same area. Alright, let's do it. It might get messy, but otherwise I was probably going to play this one. Okay, this is not good. It's making black so much stronger. And there's still agi with this invasion. Even if black played this one here, there's still agi there. So that's why you usually don't play this move unless you already have this and then you play a pincer, or you're otherwise making black over concentrated. Otherwise, you don't really play this. I'm so tempted to just jump. Because then if white went in, I could attack it and make the two weak groups trying to survive in the same place. Well, liberties might matter for these three stones later because we have this push and this stone here. So that means I should take this liberty away. I can't actually go here because white has a Tsuji there to cut it all. If I block here, white goes there, and I have to connect one of those. The Atari doesn't actually help me, and then they all get cut. So you actually have to block here or perhaps play this one. Even if this ladder stops working for me, when white pushes and cuts, I can just extend here. So it doesn't really matter. This looks like overplay. It's going to get cut. Feels like something bad can happen to white. It's not so simple though. I want to reduce white's liberties a little because then when white pushes and cuts, I can play this and white won't be able to play there. Or I could play this. I might as well get this while it's definitely Sente. Now I just need to stop white from moving out. Safer one. I know what white's trying to do. He's trying to use all these Ataris and push and cut here. But it's not only dangerous for black. So if I really want to put this group in danger, or if I want to cut here, I have the problem of this cut with this Atari, but okay, let's allow white to go in. I wish I had a stone here though. There's some tribal dance thing going on outside. Alright, so I will just try to seal off this territory, kind of. Man, so much Aji. There was Aji there, it was a really weird Aji. But now there's no problem here. I'm not sure why white is cutting here. Maybe white wanted this one to be Sente. Well, luckily for me, now white lost the liberty here, so I can push here. Or play this. White's in big trouble if white doesn't play something like this. Well, I feel safe enough around here. So it's time to capture some stones. Maybe? Maybe? White could try to compromise here by letting me capture these. But otherwise white's going to get all captured, so that's not a bad idea. So I'll go here. And if white blocks, I still need to play a move because... Okay. Well, if this turns into a ko, then I don't really have much to lose here, so... So if white goes there, white's going to have an eye, but... I can respond, but I can respond with a snapback, not just connecting here. That way, even after, if white can make it alive, I'll still own these captures. Alright, it's a ko. This is great because black doesn't really lose anything much, even if black loses this ko. So, not much point even trying to count this game right now because black's obviously way ahead right now. Alright, so all I need is a ko thread, or really even just any big profitable move because, well, I already gained from this attack. So, this one is definitely Sente. Oh, that's not an eye. I'm terrible. I am merciless. Hey, at least I'm not sending one of these messages. That would be so mean. Like, what a great master. Well, white maybe is trying a last-ditch effort to capture me in the corner, maybe. So let's just deal with that. When I'm done this video, I'm gonna go watch that interview and game that's gonna be happening with Hajin Lee and Ryan Lee. It's Haley's YouTube channel, World of Go and Baduk. It should have started by now, I think. the Ryan Lee interview. He's one of the members of the Go Club I go to at University of Toronto. Actually, I don't go there anymore. I'm not a student of there anymore, but I still go to the Go Club, and we have a lot of strong players there. There's two main Go Clubs I go to in Toronto. There's the Toronto Go Club and the University of Toronto Go Club. I teach weekly Go classes at the Toronto Go Club since a few weeks ago. If you're ever in town, check it out. So I guess Black is, just trying some things before resigning. That's fine. So there's no way for White to come back. Oh, left already. So, just to summarize this game, this was the first unusual move. Once White plays here, and I play here, White is already under attack for no reason, and my stone here ends up in the perfect place. It's exactly where I would want to put a stone. So, what should White should have done? There's a lot of things you could do. There's this one. If Black pushes and cuts, then White can play here, I guess. Black can consider this one actually. But if Black plays this one, White needs to make sure everything is okay. So this one, Black also needs to make sure everything's okay. So maybe it would go something like this. Now Black's definitely alive if, for example, you just imagine Black goes here. If I go here, then Black can go here, and vice versa. And now that I have a stone, specifically right there, I can actually jump here because if Black pushes, I can go down. And because of that, this is, well, definitely it's playable for White. So, of course, Black could just go like this. And then there's kind of a pattern where this happens. And I think Black usually plays here and White plays here. But this is just something you should study yourself. I believe you can find this opening in one of Kim Sung-rae's books. Back when I studied in Korea for a bit under him, we were studying every day, every week, using some of his books, chapter by chapter, and this was definitely one of the chapters we studied. So going back to the game, so now Black already has a big advantage here, but it depends on how well Black attacks. Of course, White shouldn't play this kind of move. This makes things way worse, the situation. White should just play something like this. If White played this, Black should play like this, and then White has the chance to pincer around here and at least turn it into a fight. But unfortunately, the game went like this. So There's only one thing to think about when white plays this. You know that white's under attack here, and attacking is the greatest defense. Attacking is the best way to make anything in this game, the most efficient anyways, because you're getting points every turn and your opponent is getting worse things like dames and inefficient points by having to make eyes. So attacking is really, really good if you can do it right and just stay calm and make good shape. And how can we attack here? First of all, we have to separate them. So you can separate technically like this, although it's not as good. This and this fancy one. There's, well, there's other ways, but try to remember this one. So, okay, that's a start for white. Yeah, white needs to definitely find some eyes and get away. White probably shouldn't respond to this because white's not really getting two eyes here at this point anyways. In fact, the situation is so bad for white that white should actually consider some light moves. Maybe this one, it's a little less light, but either way, you're still gonna have to run away because there's no two eyes. So probably this jump, something like this. The problem is there's also this weak group, so even if white plays well here, it's not really going to change the fact that this development was horrendous for white. This is not a move I would normally want to play because white already would struggle to make two eyes for his or her groups on the edge anyways. And this isn't even expanding one of black's territories, it's just attacking an already small base. But first of all, white could actually use this and then this for making two eyes really quickly here. And kind of the same thing for this side. And also, when white gets a stone over there, so for example, let's say I try to press here and white pushes up. Now this one has some chance to connect because there would be a double Atari here. Yeah, so white has some chance to make more eyes around here. And this is actually worth a lot of points in terms of just mathematical point value. So it's really the perfect kind of move if you can find the right justification for it during an attack. And which I did because basically I don't really want to play something like this. Not personally anyways, because I get a flimsy shape and it's not like it fully surrounds white perfectly anyways. What I want is this shape because that's a smexy shape. It's very thick and it helps to develop along here later. And it's the perfect move for making territory at the same time as attacking. But I don't just want to play it now because white might just make eyes. So I attack white's eye space, make white run out, which induces me into playing this. So instead of taking this move that I want, I basically induce white into making me play it. So this is another one of white's biggest mistakes this game. Honestly, if this is a high level game though, this game is already over-ish. But this move just makes the situation a lot harder for white because I can lean on it so easily. And the situation you saw in the game where white got a small life here and I played the double hane and wrapped around white like this, that's really good for black. White, even though white gets a little bit of territory, it's really bad for white. Gotta make sure you got that. See, this flow is just exactly what black would always want to wish for. Actually, I actually could just play this move, and white actually needs a move around here because I can attach here or do similar things. That means I could actually take Sente because although I should capture this stone, I don't actually have to nearly as much as if my stone's here. I can fight. So that's another possibility. But I don't mind how the real game went. It might actually be better. It's a lot safer anyways. So this move was a way to attack white while also capturing the one stone. And basically I'm just trying to put pressure on white and force white to give me thickness. And then I continue the game having profited big time and knowing that I can still exploit this weak group later on. And I'm so strong here, there's really no way white's going to make anything extremely impressive over here because where you have power, you have easy way to invade anything you want without fear of having trouble running away or collateral damage. So basically when you're powerful, you don't need to worry about any moyo kind of developing because you can always snip it in the bud. Anyway, these were some decent attempts by white, especially if white feels he or she already lost this game. And as you can see, the rest was just not that meaningful. So I hope you enjoyed my video, and there's a lot more where that came from, so stay tuned. Comment below, ask questions, give some suggestions, advice, anything. Go ahead, and I'll see you next time.